But there are parts of the world where floods give life, not take it, where floods are actually needed to survive. In India, there are just 2 seasons, 8 months of dry, followed by 4 months of very wet. In the dry season, the parched soil turns to dust. Water is precious. The temperature is appalling. The land holds its breath. As May wears on, the people pray for relief from the heat. To them, Indra, the rain god, is powerful and strong. Symbolically, he battles with the demon king and the forces of evil and drought. And when he wins, the monsoon begins. Cool, wet air from the ocean collides with the hot land, and vast rain clouds form. This is the engine of the largest weather phenomenon on our planet. The monsoon rains start in the south and move north. It takes more than a month to travel all the way up India, saturating the land and bringing celebration and euphoria to the people. The land once again becomes green. The rice can grow. The wells fill with water. But to the crowded streets of Calcutta, the monsoon brings disease and death, as well as new life. Every year, the drainage system is overwhelmed by the sheer volume of water and breaks down. But without the monsoon, there would be famine and death on an incalculable scale. For the monsoon floods bring life to the fields, and the rice will be harvested before the land dries back to dust. The timetable of life is driven by the arrival and departure of the monsoon. The monsoon's path is ultimately blocked by the mighty peaks of the Himalayas. High in the mountainous region just south of the Himalayas lies Cherrapunji, the wettest place in the world. Each year, the average is 33 feet of rain. But in a wet year, 75 feet rains down. For comparison, Washington State gets about 10 feet every year. There is far too much rain for the land to absorb, so it pours off into gullies and creeks. After 8 months as a trickle, they roar into life. Water pours off the high plateau of Cherrapunji. From this height, its destination is visible. Far below lies India's flooded neighbor, Bangladesh. Every year, the monsoon inundates huge tracts of Asia. In 1988, 3/4 of Bangladesh was underwater. The monsoon has helped form civilizations across half our planet. The life of these people depends on it. The annual cycle of flood and drought is a way of life and of death. Each year, the floods kill hundreds, sometimes thousands. Yet they also green the land, giving life for another year. These people have learned to live with floods. Their houses are raised high. Their sidewalks are poles over the water. Even in a normal year, floods cover 1/5 of Bangladesh. The Bangladeshis coexist with flood. Houses are squeezed onto tiny islands in what looks like a great brown sea. The country is crammed with people. 2,000 people in every square mile. It's like putting the whole population of the United States into New Hampshire and Massachusetts. Land is what everybody needs most. Preferably, they want land to farm. But in the wet season, they must rely on the flood itself to feed them. Even this small catch might feed a family for a day. For the enterprising, a market opens up to sell shellfish. This is, in fact, an international market. Their catch of whelks will be exported to the rest of Asia. Yet despite adapting to life with the flood, the pressure of a growing population is forcing Bangladesh to try to reclaim at least some of its land. They're building levees in an attempt to contain stretches of the vast Brahmaputra and Ganges rivers. They must move millions of tons of earth, turned to mud by the very floods they hope to prevent. They do it by hand. Machine technology is simply unaffordable. Even if they were given a high-tech, Western-style reinforced levee system, they could not afford to maintain it. And anyway, even high-tech systems can fail. And when they do, it can be devastating.